I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling like playing Thousand Year Door today. What do you guys think? Let's test our luck real quick. Ooh, shit! I was not expecting to get second prize today. Holy shit. What? Fine, damn. Quit being so impatient. Shit, I'll play Mario Party. Welcome back to the Mario Party 3 Story Mode Series playthrough number 2. We're playing as Luigi, and today we're going to be finishing up Waluigi's Island, the last board. You know, we already know the whole thing, whatever, we've been through this once. So let's go ahead and just begin, as usual. To get an S-star level on any board with the Battle Royale rule set, you have to win with 2 stars over second place, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as usual, we're not going to be reading all the text from the second playthrough. Let's go ahead and get our first dice rolls out of the way, and BAM! Yeah! I don't know, man. I'm still kind of feeling like playing Paper Mario. I'm gonna be real with you. Oh my god, the star's all the way over there? Are you kidding me? Holy shit, that's a terrible first spot for it. Oh, what the fuck? Why are you getting a warp block, dude? What is that gonna do? What is that gonna do for you? Ah, screw it. Let's do it. Everyone, give it up for my one true love in life, Paper Mario from Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. The Paper Mario series started like any good spin-off does, with the titular character being introduced in one of the main RPGs, 2015's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Now, this game sold considerably less than other entries in the Mario & Luigi series, but it's for that reason that the developers wanted to give Paper Mario another chance. The following year, Paper Mario got his own debut in Paper Mario Color Splash, which sold considerably less than Paper Jam. However, it's for that reason that the developers wanted to give Paper Mario another chance. Mario? What you getting? A mushroom. You know what the shape of the mushroom kind of reminds me of? The shape of the mushroom kind of reminds me of, pardon me, I'm American, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, doner, something like that. It's like this meat that's very popular, like, pretty much in a lot of other places in the world, especially in Germany, and I think also Turkey? I think it's of Turkish origin, actually. I don't know. You know what? Steven, go ahead and explain what doner is.
Döner kebab is a dish of Turkish origin made of meat cooked on a vertical rotisserie. Seasoned meat stacked in the shape of an inverted cone is turned slowly on the rotisserie next to a vertical cooking element. The operator then uses a knife to slit thin shavings from the outer layer of the meat as it cooks. The vertical rotisserie was invented in the 19th century by the Ottoman. You know what? Just look it up yourself. Search engines are free.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so I think we need to go ahead and talk about the board mechanics real quick. So, the reason I was so surprised about this star spawning like all the way over here, for anyone who wasn't here during the first playthrough of this board, long story short, this island, you know, already looks pretty crazy, right? I mean, you see all these item spaces here, which, you know, it just like, you could get any fucking item from that. But it will not be this. Well, probably. It probably will not be this by the time I actually get over here. The thing about this particular island is it changes what the primary space here is every turn. Aside from this bank space, and if the star is here, actually, well, I think they're like 2 star, like, yeah, right here. There's another star space right here. You see that little circle? Anyway, so the thing about this island is, aside from this bank space, all of these spaces right here will change to another space on every turn, and I think it's just randomly decided, aside from maybe just not letting it be the same space 2 consecutive turns. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure on how it works, but it's really crazy because you could have like this island full of just blue spaces, you know, harmless little blue spaces, or you could have red spaces, or literally all Bowser spaces, which would be terrifying if this was literally any other Mario Party game, but unfortunately Mario Party 3's Bowser spaces aren't really all that threatening because, you know, you can just time the wheel and get the outcome you want, and like a third of the outcomes are actually good for you in some way, so, you know, cool. Great thing there, right? But then you also have chance... Oh, I just noticed the piranha plant is like chewing on one of them. You also have chance time spaces, which can be terrifying if you're bad at timing them, or terrifying if you're the player who isn't landing here, or great for you, or you get the idea. And then there's Game Guy, which is like way more terrifying than chance time, no matter who you are. But anyway, yeah, so I'm like really hoping that this goes well for me, because this island alone is a massive threat if you get here at a bad time, and if you get a little unlucky. Specifically talking about Game Guy here. But anyway, there are two ways to get onto this island. There's this little bridge right here, and there's this bridge right here. They're both sort of like drawbridges that are activated by the respective happening spaces, and only one of them can be up at, or down. Only one of them can be down at a time, I think. The rest of this board is pretty standard, honestly. You pretty much just kind of like go around this board in any sort of direction. This number will go down every time someone lands on a happening space, and when it reaches 0, everyone on this island will lose all of the coins that they have. This island is really good for grinding the happening star, but you should not be here if... Okay, let's go. A 3? Are you kidding me? At least I got the Toad Shop. Alright, what do I want to buy? Cell Shopper could be pretty good. You know, actually, that kind of reminds me of something. So, the Cell Shopper, it's a phone, right? You use it to call the shops. Speaking of phones, I kind of want to talk about, like, this game that is pretty old, but it's not really, like, old. It's, like, maybe about 7 to 8 years old, and it also no longer exists. That game is called... Okay, so the thing with Rush-matic was that the developer decided to delist it because of some sort of legal trouble, I think with some car company. But this game was like so fucking cool because it was essentially like a full game just packaged as a mobile game. Think like Super Mario Run, but maybe a little bit more. Or really just think like older mobile games in general before the modern age of mobile games. And the thing about it was, the core gameplay involved racing a timer or player to the goal at the end of the level, but instead of platforming, you were sort of digging through dirt in levels reminiscent of what you'd now find with, like, I don't know, E-balloon races in Super Mario Maker 2, I guess? Anyone familiar with those levels? Yeah, it was sort of like that, but it was still... It still had 2D platforming elements. Like, it controlled like a 2D platformer. But the main gimmick centered around the digging and not as much the jumping. And you could customize your character to be whoever or whatever within the game's limits, though there were some things that had to be unlocked with story progress. There was a single-player story mode, and it was very, very interesting. It had a single-player mode and a multiplayer mode, and the multiplayer mode was kind of generic, had about like 15 to 20 possible stages, but some of them were unlocked with like a ranking system, so you did have to perform well consistently to be able to play more of the game in the multiplayer mode, so there was still something there. And you would race up to 5 players to the goal of a level, so like 6 people in a race. And the winner would be the one who gains the experience to rank up. Now, the single-player mode was way better. It had like it actually had a story. There was a whole story. It was a story mode. I really liked it. The basic premise was your guy, your gal, whoever, whatever you're playing as, your creature, whatever you're playing as, there was a lot of versatility. Your character would fall into a mountain while climbing it, and end up finding this shrine containing the elastic shovel, which would be pulled out sort of like the Master Sword, or, you know, like just the sword in the stone type thing. And the elastic shovel would dig out clumps of dirt with a sort of bag-like bend, or like a net. Like a net. There we go, that's a better comparison. It was like a net, but it was a shovel. So you would go through the mountain and eventually find someone who was trapped in like a cave beyond some boulders that seemed unbreakable, and, well, quite frankly, the way you get there isn't even through the boulders, you like dig in through the top, essentially. And this guy pretty much tells you that he was part of an excavation team who all went in there together to explore the mountain and uncover some of the legends regarding the minerals that were there, because they were pretty magical apparently. And unfortunately, a lot of these other people, actually I think all of the other people that this guy went in with also ended up trapped deeper into the mountain, and the only reason he was able to get as close to the surface as he could was because he had the proper materials and was going to go get help, but then got trapped himself. Going through the levels, you would find these things called rush power-ups, which would make you move through the dirt faster in some way, whether it was increasing the area of the dirt being dug up, or allowing you to rapid dig, or just something along those lines. I think there was even a ghost power-up that would allow you to travel a certain distance through the dirt without having to dig it, and some of the collectibles in each level could actually take advantage of power-ups like that. But like, keep in mind, with what I just described, you could already dig really fast. Like, you tap the dig button in the bottom right, and the dirt in front of you is just gone. The entire idea of the game is it's a rush. And the power-ups did exist in the multiplayer mode, though some would have to be removed out of lack of relevance or from being too overpowered, like the ghost power-up, or like one that would show up specifically in boss fights. The game was segmented into small levels that had timers, which is why you had to go fast, but they did have 3 stars in them each that you could find. This was the main collectible I was talking about earlier. Think like the star coins in the new Super Mario Bros. Games. That sort of thing. Every world, which I think there were like 5 or 6 of them, had 20 levels. And the 10th level of a world had you racing a rival character to a button at the end that would blow up that section of the mountain. So there were some really fucking high stakes. These levels were like the best ones in my opinion, and the stars were never too far out of the way. You just had to react quickly to things happening, or play very well to actually be able to get them usually. Okay, so the 20th level would be the boss stage, not like any sort of big stage leading to a boss, just a straight up boss fight. The special power-up was usually something that would increase the actual attack power of your shovel, which is what you would use as a weapon against whatever big bad you were fighting. Genuinely, this game was so cool, and the story was, well, the story was alright, I guess. But the gameplay was what was the best about it. But I don't think I ever actually finished it, because I was pretty focused on just playing multiplayer with my friends, and I'm not really one for mobile games, honestly. So, you know. But the best part about it was how I need you to open up so I can Rush-matic into your mouth.
The game never existed. It was all bullshit. Oh!
Oh, she got the Koopa shop. Oh! Oh, she's buying nothing. Oh! Wait, what's that? Oh. That's the nuke siren. The nuke siren's going off. Okay, well. I gotta go. The next entry in the series was Paper Mario the Origami King. Fans of Color Splash hated this one, claiming it wasn't like the classic Paper Mario or whatever, but the new fans loved it. So much so that the Origami King sold 5 more billion pesos. This gave Paper Mario the boost it needed, and the developers began to make another title, Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door. The crowd went wild, people loved the concept, but ultimately it fell short of the Origami King's sales. To this day, Paper Mario the Origami King remains the fan-favorite Paper Mario title. Alright, I'm back. Everything seems fine, I guess. Most of the city's gone, but this building survived somehow, so we're good, I think. What do you mean she just gets happening like that? Hexagon heat. Alright, bring it on, you can't beat me. Dude, I'm amazing at this minigame. No. Get out of here. Wario's already gone. Got him! Damn, I really want to keep them bouncing. Bye. Bye. Wow, I'm a winner, dude! Awesome! Look at me, dude. I'm a winner! Speaking of being a winner, though, did you know that there's actually a way to peek into a universe where Steven is the primary streamer between the two of us? Check it out!
I'm Luigi Soup.
What? Why did I go backward? What the hell? There's no way, this game's broken.
Finish!
You know what? I think I'm good, actually.
You know, if there's anything that Mario Party 3 has taught me, it's to never give up. It doesn't matter how tough the going gets, you have to keep pushing. Mario Party 3 is a game all about taking chances. Nothing that you may try to do in the game is assured. Even just aiming to get an item at a shop isn't guaranteed to come to fruition. Each individual move you try to make in the game is another little gamble in its own right. They say that 90% of gamblers quit before their big break. They spend so much of their money, their wives' and husbands' money, their house. These people spend their whole life savings away, and then they give up. It's over. They spent everything they had, and they quit before their big win was bound to happen. These people lost everything. To be at the absolute bottom of that pit with no returns gained from their efforts is a horrible place to be. It destroys a person's motivation to continue trying with anything at all. It robs them of their joy in life and leads to an inescapable hole of despair. But that doesn't have to be the end of the story. Even when the going seems tough, even when you're down to your last pennies or down to nothing but your soul, keep pushing. Be that 10%. And someday, you'll be rich in the memories of the most fun time of your life.